be discussing my new favorite addiction on Netflix, Rain. I have fallen in love with this TV series. I've known about this TV series forever and I don't know why I never picked it up. It interested me back in 2013 when it first came out, and I was like, maybe I'll watch it. But then I was like, that's kind of weird. Maybe I won't. Me, being a history fanatic, big history fanatic, honestly, if I could live in Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, I would. But huge history fanatic, love history, time periods, timepieces, anything history. If you put the word historical fiction in front of something, I will read it and watch it. First of all, please subscribe to my channel for more bookish now TV shows and movie reviews and bookish discussions and shenanigans. So click that subscribe button down below. Thank you. So let's get to the review. So Rain, I love Rain. It takes place like the Queen Mary of Scots and her relationship with Fran. Like I said, me being a history fanatic, my roommate had watched the series already. And I'm pretty sure I annoyed her how many times to be like, this is somewhat, I wonder how much they're going to keep this historically accurate, because then it was like this, and I wonder if they're going to continue this, because I hear it gets really weird like in the second series, and something happens in the third series that makes it reason why I guess the fourth season is going to be the last series, which I feel like I agree with this, because you have dramas like the Vampire Diaries who just have gone on and on and on and on and on, and it's like, just land the plot. 4 seasons is nice. 4 seasons, you know, you can still keep the plot interesting, but not get to like to the point where it's boring. But at the same time, I'm really sad because I love this show. Like, I literally watched the first season in a week, and some people, like for example my roommate's like, that's no big deal. I watched the first 5 seasons in 2 weeks of this one other show. Me, it usually takes me like a good month, a month and a half, maybe 2 months if we're really struggling to watch a whole season. So the fact I did in a week makes me really question what I'm doing in my downtime. Criticism I would have for this show would be it goes way too fast. Like I said, I guess now knowing there's only 4 seasons, they kind of have to move that plot on up. But the fact is, it goes way too fast. We literally meet Queen Mary Scots in episode 1. I really like this rivalry thing between Sebastian and Francis, and how Sebastian likes Mary, but he can't say because she's engaged to Francis. I really like that, and I felt like they should have built this up more. Because by season 10, it's like, whoop, married already. Because, like, it's really weird because all of a sudden now we're trying to get Bash legitimized, and so now Mary's gonna marry Bash, and okay, we got this, but oh, change plans, plot twist, now she's gonna marry Francis in episode 10, and I felt like it just moved too fast. You weren't able to really get like, oh yay, I totally shipped these people. It was like, bam, done, let's do this. And I really was shipping her and Bash for a while, but like I said, when TV show all of a sudden gave it to us, like, oh, she possibly could be marrying Bash, it was kind of like, well, this isn't funny, more because you couldn't really believe it when they said, oh, we love each other. It was hard to actually believe whether or not they did. I feel like this should have been more like a ending of season 1 of her getting married to Francis instead of season 10, because now the rivalry is kind of gone and stuff, because then Bash gets married to Kenna, and it's like, what? No, I was really planning on this like whole rivalry thing, like, come on. Because like I said, I'm all for fast plots. Like, I hate it when books, movies, even TV shows have this like really slow plot until it starts getting good. But this was like way too fast. It's like I just met the characters and now they're getting married. But then some of that could be because I binge watched it. Because now with this whole big fast plot happening, it feels like the characters are somewhat strangers now, because there's been so much personality shift, and it's even bigger in season 2, which when I'm finished watching that I'll make another review, so stay tuned. But ever since like this whole marriage thing happened, just this huge shift has happened between the relationships of the characters, and now it just kind of feels rushed. They're like strangers, and I don't feel like I know the characters that well. I feel like an observer than as if I was actually witnessing it, if that makes sense. But when we get to the end of season 1, there's like everything just like, goes down. Everything. Like, you think you have family issues? Like, look at this show. Like, these characters and the relationships with not only their family but their friends and other relationships just is the definition of dysfunctional. Everything just like goes down the drain. And I'm not saying that in down the drain as the quality just gets bad, but it goes down the drain because everyone's betraying everyone and no one can trust anyone. It's like, holy cow, what's going on here? Moral of the story, life sucks and then you die. I mean, it's a little cheesy. Like, I mean, you kind of get that with dramas, like, even the Vampire Diaries, there's a few times you're like, this is just really cheesy. Like, I don't know how, like, the really intense and serious part, how the actors can keep a straight face. I would just be laughing my head off at just how serious I had to act, and you know there's really nothing to be serious about because it's fictional. So, that was like my overall view of it. I have theories, and my theories have been all over the place. These are just a few, because I probably have like 101 theories. But my first theory is Queen, plot twist, ends up being the good person. I feel like, I don't know, like when she was all like trying to kill Mary at the beginning and stuff, it's like you think, oh my gosh, she's a terrible person, but when you know her motives, it's somewhat understandable. Like, a mother wants to see their kid die. And I feel like parents have just this love for their kids that they will do anything to protect them. So in a way, you can't blame the Queen for her motive. Not saying they're great and you should do that, but you can't really blame her for the reasons. But plot twist, the Queen ends up being the good person this whole time. That's one of my plot twists. Second of all, staying true to history, Francis will die, and I think he dies in the 3rd season or the 4th season. I mean, if you don't want to know how history ends, but in history, Queen Mary of Scots actually ends up being beheaded, and she's actually considered one of the most controversial queens. Some people said she was a good queen, some people said she was a bad queen. Very controversial. She died believing she was a martyr, and now you start seeing her personality shift in season 2. Like I said, I'll get to that in my next video. But so I think Francis dies. Francis dies, which kind of bothers me because Bash is now married. It's like, no. They need to come together. Like, I don't know how I feel about Francis. I really like Francis, but now I'm like, eh. Like, it was kind of like how Stefan was in the Vampire Diaries. At first you really, like, ship them. And then it's like, eh. Like, Team Damon now. So, I don't know. So, I think something's gonna happen to Francis. I don't know what, but something's gonna happen. And then we get to the last episode, and it was so funny because I was in my dorm room when I was watching this. My roommate and my suite mate, they were in the room too. And it's that part where Kenna and the little boy are at that cottage, and they notice it's getting really quiet. So Kenna goes to the window, and it's one of those moments you know something's gonna pop out. So you start preparing yourself, but still you're not prepared enough. And she looks out the window, and this body silhouette kind of just like goes away. I jumped so far. My roommates were like, what's wrong with you? But then we find out the boy's like, yes, about this killer stuff, and turned out it's Bash. And I was like, oh my gosh. Though I was kind of mad though. Oh, I can't spoil season 2 yet. I'll have to talk about this in my season 2 video. Bash was the killer this boy saw, and it's like, what? Like, I feel like Bash, when he kills people, they said, oh, now the darkness is in you and stuff, and I didn't know what he meant by that. I thought he was suddenly gonna become like this crazy killer. He does. He kind of starts killing a little easier, and so I feel like this is really gonna play up in the later seasons. Like, something is happening in his brain, and we don't know what. But one thing I really liked about this show is that half the music, I kid you not, half the music that is played in this TV series, I actually own on my iPod. I'm very much into like this indie type music. Like, that is, besides country, that is like my go-to music. And so I knew half the songs in these. I was like, this is such a good song. And I think that's also what added to it. Just there's a lot of music to it. Like, you know how sometimes music just really just adds to the experience. It just does. And then the fact that it's good music. Oh my gosh, I just have so many theories. I probably forgot half them trying to talk about them in this video. So please burn that, because for all I know, I'll probably be making a part 2 of like season 1 because I just remember like half things I should have said. Just, the series is so good. If you're not watching it, you should, even though I just spoiled half of it. But it is so good. And just now season 2 is happening and everything just went down. Like, especially in the end of season 1. I really like that part in season 1 at the last episode where the king dies and Francis becomes king, and Sebastian and Francis run into a hall. Sebastian is about to bow down to his brother because he's a king, and Francis just like, no. And it's like, I just love that scene. I don't know why. It's just, I think the characters just need to work on communication. I think they need to work on communication, but I really like this series, and just like the whole complexity of all these characters' lives. Like, sometimes I wonder if like these like film script writer people for these drama TV series literally just sit down and say, how can we make these characters' lives the worst possible ever and never make them find happiness? My last prediction for this TV series is, like I said, staying true to history, the fact how she was beheaded. So I wonder if the fourth season's not gonna stay true to history, like she's gonna be beheaded. I don't know. Someone's gonna die. It's gonna be someone big, and I'm gonna be crushed, and I'm not gonna know what to do with my life for like a good 3 weeks, and then you go into that show hole and you don't know what to watch. First How I Met Your Mother, and now this. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more bookish conversations and shenanigans. Please like this video, give it a big thumbs up, especially if you want to hear my season 2 review. And comment below what you think of the series if you have watched it, or just what are you watching on Netflix in general. Thank you for watching. Bye!